What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stochastic here on the OddsShopper channel, coming to you with a Thursday night football edition of Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Goes a long way for me on this video. Goes a long way for you. That way you become a prize whenever great content is going live here at our little neck of the YouTube woods. Massive football game. Cincy at Baltimore. We got 52 and a half, 53, 53 and a half. Massive total for a Thursday night. Maybe we get some offense for once. Ooh, riddle me that, Batman. But I'll talk about the ins and outs of this game, what I am looking at, react to some of the numbers, and then some of the snap counts for guys like Mike Gesicki, who's going completely just sick in the head. Can't spell Gesicki without sick. Lots of opportunities for betting in this one, including a surprise tight end that is showing up in the like column for you here. But lean, like, lock. This is how I do things here. Lean, it's something I'm thinking about betting, giving you the breakdown of the game, followed by some things I'm looking at betting that don't quite make the card yet. Alike, those are generally around a half unit, sometimes a little bit more, sometimes a little bit less, depending on the situation. And also, it's one game that we're breaking down. Don't overextend your bankroll. A lock, those are generally 1 unit plays for me, depending on whichever medium it is, MLB, NBA, NFL. But in these circumstances, it can be a little bit more, a little bit less. This is right there. This is right at the 1 unit number. You don't have to think too much about it. Whatever that is for your bankroll, you can utilize it and go forward. And hey, if you have any questions, check out Tails. There's a super easy way that you can check out me and get in my Discord. That is the Lindy Discord. It's signing up at one of these great 11 sites. You have Pick'em on the left, Sportsbooks on the right, and Rebet at the bottom. Rebet available in 47 of 50 states. Very, very open to a lot of people. If you haven't signed up there yet, well, when you do, or any of these other great sites, you follow these 4 simple steps, and you'll be able to jump in that Discord for free. That's a $50 value, in addition to all of the great pick'em opportunities and sportsbook opportunities you have to take advantage of, deposit bonuses, of match offers like Bet365, which we'll talk about in a second. But follow those 4 simple steps. Support at OddsShopper.com with the screenshots of your email, your welcome email, that is, and your first settled bet. Would love to see you in the Lindy Discord. But
hey, now, Eric, what do you give away in that Discord? Do you give away winners?
I do give away winners. Well, here's the thing. I give away a lot of winners, producer Jacob, and he just wanted to put himself on camera. But here's the thing, is I denied that fact, and you probably got to hear some beautiful audio, but this is a great little screenshot of me. Obviously, Austin Eckler, we fired that to the Knox and a moon on Sunday. Had some great winners. Ended up going 4 for 4 with the over on the rushing props from the Lindy Sunday, and as well as some additions. Rico Dowdle, that one really showed up with the Ezekiel Elliott. Was a bad boy and didn't get to travel on Saturday, but we got a lot of great stuff coming down the pipeline. Monday was the first time I hadn't hit a primetime lock in a long time. That was a bummer. However, there is always a great opportunity on these primetime slates to smash. And Thursday night specifically, we are coming on the heels of 5, yes, 5, count them, consecutive smashes in the W department. Sunday night football, not as fun, but Monday night football, that one's been pretty good until, of course, Tampa Bay scores the last play of regulation. I mean, I had the under 17 and a half if you didn't see that. Anywho, enough talking on the front end. Thank you, producer Jacob. Until, well, I'm not done yet. Let's begin the video. Producer Jacob, let's get to the picks. Let's begin our tour of football, shall we? Thank you, producer Jacob. Cincinnati, 5.5-point dogs taking on Baltimore against Baltimore. Weather looks pretty decent for the most part. I mean, obviously, we're going to start to see weather matriculate in, but 74 at kickoff? What is going on the East Coast? It's November 7th. What a time to be alive for all you East Coast fellas. Go get on the... What do you do in Baltimore? I've seen The Wire. That's less fun. Anyway, Cincinnati, gotta say, this is going to be strange without T. Higgins more than likely. Again, didn't practice the last 2 days. I don't expect him to suit up. So now we have some trends to be looking at least how they're going to handle it. Andre Yoshivas, for all my Mario people out there. Definitely a guy who's going to be on the field a lot more as a wide receiver too. However, Jermaine Burton, oh my God. Did you see him get lit up by Joe Burrow on the sideline? That was incredible. Sounds like he was late to a Saturday team meeting, showed up in pajamas, and oh, you don't want to do that with Joe Burrow and a Cincinnati team that needs to rattle the table. He ends up inactive. I don't know what to make of him being on the field, or if it was like a 1-week scolding, or if they wanted to put him in bubble wrap, potentially to utilize him a little bit more in this spot. I don't know what to make of it, but T. Higgins out. The main guy who's been the main beneficiary, somebody who's outperformed Jamar Chase with T. Higgins out, and that is, of course, Mike Gesicki. We all saw that one coming, didn't we? Now, his snap rate hasn't been insane in the membrane, but he is targeted a lot when he is out there. However, He was sitting at like mid-30s, and now we're seeing it pretty inflated because of this total, 53.5. I can't get to any of these numbers. If I had to do anything with Gesicki, I would be shorting him in just about any capacity that I could in the prop market. I think I might actually a little bit later, but want to make sure 100% that I know exactly what's going on with this Yoshivas character and Burton. That's kind of the main reason that I haven't fired up anything from the Cincy passing game. Let's at least touch on Baltimore. They're very good at football. Now, they went out and did a weird thing because I think a lot of people were linking them to trying to be the main people to scoop up Marshawn Lattimore. Washington ends up getting him. They go out and do a panic trade for Tre'Davious White, who's been 111th out of 117 coverage grade for every cornerback in football. That is abysmal. Now, Tre'Davious White was an all-star. He was a freak in Buffalo, for those who remember, does a lot of good things, but didn't exactly work for him and Sean McVay in LA. And, well, just he's getting older. It's getting more difficult. And cornerback, probably the most difficult defensive position to play in the National Football League. You see a lot of linemen who can go out and repeatedly do it. Safeties that, have long lifespans because they could just run 100 miles per hour and, they get to come in and help on running plays. But a lot of safeties that have longer careers, it would seem. Maybe I'm just biased because I have Harrison Smith with my Minnesota Vikings, but Tre'Davious White's kind of an interesting one. I don't think it moves the needle here for Baltimore's defense unless they can just reclaim some of those glory day times in Buffalo. But we shall see. We shall see. Harbaugh, I'm sure he'll do some good things schematically. It's still going to be an uphill battle. But we got Derrick Henry on the offensive side, and that leads me into my leans. Here we are. I think he's been like 100 plus and a tutty on my card, or like just as a lean at least the last 5-6 weeks. Now, what's getting ridiculous are these anytime touchdown numbers. And in a 53.5 total game, of course, they're nuked to nearly minus 300 or above. And now you just have to package it with the yardage if you're going to say, hey, Derrick Henry has a game, eats the field or eats the clock in general. Although he has such dynamic plays that sometimes it doesn't even work out that way. And despite 2 touchdowns and 100 last week, Zay Flowers ends up going ballistic. You saw Deontay Johnson play a pretty minimal spot there. Carolina acquisition it is from the trade. Deontay Johnson should be on the field more as we go, but on a short week, I'm not expecting him to jump up to even like 20, 25 snaps for this game here. We'll see how much of the playbook he's consumed in just a week because, Deontay Johnson can be a great red zone target and will eventually be somebody that I think in the anytime touchdown market will be a fire for me at some point because Lamar Jackson's playing that ridiculous quarterback here at the moment. But Derrick Henry, 100 plus rushing yards plus touchdown single game parlay. That's something I'm always thinking about. You could almost like default put that as a lean in all of these spots, but I'm going to put Andre Yoshivas anytime touchdown. If you do get Burton inactive, Yoshivas is going to be somebody on the field yet again a ton. And you saw him score last week. This is an even better spot against a Baltimore defense that is hemorrhaging points, hemorrhaging opportunity to every corner, it would appear, on the earth, on the face of the earth. For me right now, that becomes an interesting bet. Now, this one's really interesting to me. Let's get to the like section, shall we? Because I don't think we end up getting Isaiah Likely suiting up here in this one. There's been some speculation that, hey, it's a short week and, hey, we want to keep Lamar Jackson out. We want to keep, we want to keep everybody kind of at bay. But I think he ends up out here. In fact, that hamstring, I bet he gets reported out sooner rather than later. I'm recording this pretty early here on Wednesday. I think there's an opportunity for us to get Charlie Kolar in our lives. Now, who is Charlie Kolar? A lot of people might be asking. Well, I shall tell you. He's an Iowa State legend. It was him and Xavier Hutchinson alongside Brock Purdy. He took us to the promised land. Hey, we beat up Oregon in 2021. A lot of great things from him. But Charlie Kolar is a wagon, and we've seen him on the field. He's scored some touchdowns. Well, 1 touchdown here so far this season with the Baltimore Ravens. I don't think they want to get away from their identity, which is move the ball. And they kept Keaton Mitchell out. It's still going to be a lot of Justice Hill backing this one up, depending on how this game script rolls out. But I think we get Charlie Kolar out there for a lot of 12 personnel. Tough to see the field when it's Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely in front of you, but 15.5 for Charlie Kolar. He is a very, very serviceable guy who is now going to step into the tight end 2 role. The tight end 2 role has prospered, absolutely been a wagon for Baltimore this entire season. Hey, there's times, where did Mark Andrews go? Oh, there's Isaiah Likely. At 15.5, you don't even need a whole hell of a lot to break your way. This is at minus 105 at BetMGM, or sorry, minus 110 over at BetMGM. This was my first bet. And in fact, I just was trying to react to some Isaiah Likely news. Pay attention to it. I think you're going to see him out by the time you hear this. But once you definitely invested in Charlie Kohler. Before we get to the lock, bet 5, get 150 in bonus bets. Bet 365, damn good fine. I'll sock it to you one more time. In one of these 11 states, you sign up down at the link below. Colorado, Louisiana, Virginia, Kentucky, New Jersey, Arizona, Ohio, Iowa, Indiana, Pennsylvania, North Carolina. Come on and raise up. Take your shirt off, twist around your head, spin it like a helicopter. Great opportunity to bet 5 and get 150 in bonus bets. And then Thursday Night Football. They have a ridiculous deal going on for Thursday Night Football. Tons of ways that you can get some more money by checking out their single game parlay deals. Go do that at the link below. Alrighty, y'all, to the lock we go. I've been waiting to cite some sources here. Now, I didn't end up intertwining Sunday's deal into this, but Bill Barnwell had an awesome tweet and something that he ended up writing on ESPN as well that I wanted to bring up because I brought it up for the Sunday show. And if you missed that for NFL Lindy's, sorry, because we ended up making some money on it, minus Tony Pollard, who couldn't find the end zone. But outside of that, pretty darn decent day there on Sunday. But I'm definitely interested in backing the Baltimore Ravens here purely because with T. Higgins off the field, I know we saw them prosper a little bit on Sunday. Yoshivas got in the touchdown column, saw some good stuff from Chase Brown, who is just the focal point of this running game with no Zach Moss. They go out and acquire Khalil Herbert. Congratulations on a couple of days. Yeah, he can probably do some good things, but overall, T. Higgins is such a very, very important part of this Cincinnati team. And without him on the field, you've seen the EPA just drop off a cliff. In fact, Cincy, with T. Higgins on the field, #1 in EPA per play. Without him, 27th going into Sunday. So that is a gigantic difference. T. Higgins on the field, T. Higgins off the field. And against a team like Baltimore who can scheme against it on a short week, ooh, I'll take the team that can run the football down your throat repeatedly. And that is what you get with Derrick Henry. That is what you get with an all-star quarterback in Lamar Jackson, who also fleet of foot. My God, I get 5.5 here right now. Oh boy, I'd take this at 6. I know there's a lot of 6s there, but minus 5.5. Also minus 110 at BetMGM. That is your lock for Thursday Night Football. I love this play. We've had a lot of spread bets showing up here more and more on these primetime slates. I think this is my favorite one we've ran into in a while. Cincinnati's defense. I know Baltimore's defense has some question marks about it too, but I feel pretty confident on a short week. We don't see the same amount of goodness on the Cincinnati side. Usually helps when you play dog crap teams. And, that's kind of what they got to do last week. Oh boy, Vegas to Baltimore. Best of luck to you, Cincy. And that does it for another edition of Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Head to that comment section below. Let me know your favorite plays that exist on the board for Thursday Night Football. I'll be updating plays, adding anything that pops up for me down in Tails. Check it out. Would love to have you there. Hit me up at Eric Lindquist on X if you have any questions. Until next time, friends, I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck in the NFL streets for Thursday Night Football.